The streets trembled beneath the thunder of footsteps. Cries of frustration and chants of defiance echoed through the air. In what has been described as one of the most emotional protests of the year, thousands of South African mothers, minors, and young people marched in unity against what they called the continued betrayal by the ruling African National Congress, ANC. From the dusty roads of Mpumalanga to the buzzing heart of Johannesburg, the marchers came armed not with weapons, but with voices hoarse from years of unanswered prayers, placards soaked in tears, and hearts filled with rage and disappointment. No more lies. No more waiting. The march began in the early hours of the morning, led by elderly women, many of them mothers who had buried their children due to poverty, drugs, or police brutality. Behind them followed a sea of miners in tattered overalls, holding up signs that read, 30 years, still no change, and we mine the gold, but starve at home. Then came the youth, South Africa's so-called born frees, disillusioned and disenfranchised. They carried banners that screamed, "Where are our jobs?" and "Education or extinction." Their demands were loud and clear, real change, not more empty speeches. A young woman, barely 21, took to the mic and shook the crowd with her words, "We were born in freedom, but we live in chains." Since 1994, the ANC has promised housing, jobs, education, and basic services to millions of South Africans. And while strides have been made, many believe that those promises were never truly fulfilled, especially in the townships and rural areas where poverty, unemployment, and crime still run rampant. Siphon Kosi, a 48-year-old coal miner from Limpopo, has worked underground for more than 2 decades. "They used our struggles to rise to power," he said bitterly. "Now they fly in private jets while we can't even afford bread. We risk our lives every day for nothing. The ANC forgot us." Many mothers in the crowd shared heartbreaking stories of losing children to gang violence and drugs. Mama Lerato, a 63-year-old grandmother from Soweto, held a framed picture of her grandson. He died at 17. "No job, no hope, no future. I voted ANC all my life, but not again. I am tired of mourning while politicians celebrate." The youth presence in the march was especially significant. Over 60% of South Africans under 35 are unemployed. With university fees rising and opportunities shrinking, many young people feel abandoned. Zanil Makona, a university dropout who now works as a street vendor, said, "We are told to study hard, to dream big. But what's the point when all doors are locked? We are tired of waiting while ministers send their kids overseas." Her voice cracked as she added, "This march is not just about ANC betrayal. It's about survival. Our generation is being erased before it even begins." Calls for accountability and a new direction. The marchers did not just protest, they delivered a formal memorandum to ANC headquarters, demanding immediate investigation into misused public funds, nationwide youth employment initiatives, improved mine safety and fair wages, enhanced policing in crime-ridden communities, free access to quality education and skills training. The message was clear: this is not a negotiation. It's a warning. So far, the ANC leadership has remained largely silent, with only a brief statement from a party spokesperson acknowledging the people's right to express grievances. However, critics argue that the ANC's response was nothing more than political spin, failing to address the depth of pain and betrayal echoed in the streets. Political analysts are calling this protest a tipping point, warning that unless real action is taken, the ANC could face a major collapse in voter confidence come the next general elections. As the sun set and the crowd began to disperse, a powerful moment unfolded. An elderly mother joined hands with a young protester, and together they raised their fists in solidarity. "We are no longer fooled," she said. "This march is only the beginning. We're not just demanding promises, we're reclaiming our future. Indeed, the tide is turning. The people have spoken. And this time, they refuse to be silenced. The betrayal may have lasted decades, but the hope for justice burns brighter than ever.